Good morning. This is Jolene with AJeweldDesign, and we're back for another week. So it's Thursday, it's Journal with Me, and we are going to continue on with our Botanical. Sort of keeping an eye on my phone, trying to see how this works. I hate that it keeps shifting on you guys, and trying to see if I can fix that problem, but we'll give it a shot. So today we are definitely going to work on the cover, and then if time allows, we will work on starting to cover like our inner envelope pieces, right? How we're getting all our envelopes. So that's what I want to do with you guys today, because it's definitely easier to work on your signature when your cover's ready, when you have all your pieces inside to go and you're ready to sew it in. It's just so much easier to decorate these pages when it's already attached to your signature. If your signature is not too 3D-ish, if you get too many items up, you don't want to squish your things, but still. So as you see, we got the cover done. I was able to do the Mod Podge and some ideas here, right? Whoops, come back here. So the coloring came out pretty good. I ended up with a cream, or like a white tissue with these little silver speckles in it. And I thought that was super cool for a top layer to sort of mute everything down, make sure nothing got too bright, too dark, blended in. We have all this wonderful creamy coloring and the darker spots that help blend in with what's in. Like, I feel it pulls from these pages really nicely. You know, we've got this really lovely feel. I think the greens and the purples are just a nice fun kick because there's so many colors in here. A little bit of reds. It's just great. You know, we have the bigger, a little bit of the gold circles on this side, which is fine. Went a little heavier on the design here, a little lighter here because it is the back, but alone it's still really pretty. So we're going to trim it down. To this time it did stick to my fabric like it was supposed to, so I'm really glad I went definitely thicker. Like, I really made sure I got enough on the fabric. So I'm just stoked because I was really worried. You know, like I said, the first time I did it, it didn't go so well. You can't be you know, frugal with this. You have to be very liberal when you're putting this stuff down, and, you know, it does work. So it probably could be a little thicker. That's my only thing, is I probably could have put a little bit more tissue paper down. That's where I get a little frugal, I guess, on it, because I'm so, like, I only have so much. I don't want to get too much, and then I start doing colors and layers way before I'm supposed to. So it might be a little thin, but it really doesn't. I mean, people have done less for covers, so I think we'll be okay for what I'm doing when I'm doing this single signature. So it's not like I'm doing a bunch and I really need this to withstand a lot of wear and tear, right? So right now it is, let's see, sorry, a little off the camera, but it's 23 inches right now and all its mess. By, let's see, 23 by like 20, or by 10. So we plenty. You know, this is only supposed to be 9. This is only going to be 12. So we have room to, like, just trim this up and then decide, you know, where we want to fold it and have room to trim off and places to play with. And I hope I have a little left over because I want to test my sewing machine. I'm putting lace on this and I'm gluing it down. But I might go back and sew around the edges, right? So I'm thinking on this edge, we're going to put down some lace. And I'm going to glue it down, of course. But I'm debating on zigzagging here and maybe all the way around on this, but I have to test to see how my printer does, or my printer, tell I'm a graphic designer, right? I have to see if, with a strip left over, if my sewing machine will do something with it. And I think if I stick to a zigzag, I think it'll be okay compared to a standard stitch that may be too tight and could rip right through it. So, which I don't think it will because we do have fabric, but that's a thought. So when you guys see it next, it will be all stitched up. But we're going to get everything else in place and then just go ahead and stitch when I'm all said and done. But we have to decide the size and the placement on all of this. So let's get the paper cutter out. Hope you guys all had a great week. Last week was very productive for you guys, Thursday to Thursday. So good weekend. Everything has been about gardening. Everything's been about, let's see if I can find that spot there with the fabric that was somewhat cut straight. Yeah, so forgive the nails and the fingers. They're all a little beat up. See, boo-boos. As I finished, you know, all this botanical stuff digitally, it definitely encouraged me to want, hold on, go outside. Come on. And work my yard. We went Lowe's had their mulch on sale. So I got a bunch of bags of that because we are trying to decide how to redo the front yard. I don't know if we're going to get to it this year or not. It may be more fall, but I'm trying to decide. We have red tan bark right now. And I'm like, eh. And I want to change it to maybe more of a brown rock. But I thought, well, in the meantime, I got to do something. Yeah, this finger's all... I think I actually hit it. I think I actually hit my thumb on something. And then I was cutting yesterday, so it's all bruised. I did not realize how bad I hit it. I don't remember what I hit it on. I vaguely remember working on something and smacking it, but... Oh, that's worse than I thought. Oh. Give me a second. Anyway, yeah, so I went ahead and got a bunch of brown tan bark, which I've never done brown in the front of my yard. I've always done, we have either river rock or we have red tan bark. I've always loved the red look, right? It's really great as long as it's pretty in red. But, oh yeah, that's really bad. Oh, poor hands. It's amazing how much we use our hands for hobbies, for crafts, for yard work, house cleaning. Oh my goodness, right? Okay. So, yeah, no, so I went and got the brown tan bark and I'm stoked. I'm just trying to clean up the last of the weeds and trim the plants back. And then, of course, don't put tan bark down, then trim the bushes. Never a good idea. You end up with all your mess and then you end up pulling out all your tan bark. So, I've been slowly cleaning up the bushes, trimming this back or doing this and that. And so I wanted to, start getting that going so that by the end of the week, I hope to have my new brown tan bark out. So each day is going to be, a mess. So maybe you have to look at my Instagram. I'll have to do a before and after. I guess I better go take a before I get any farther into it. And show you the transformation. You'll have to go to my Instagram account. Even though it's AJeweldDesign. And, it's business. But hey, it's my, it's Botanical taking inside and out, right? Okay, so this we said was 10 inches. I only need 9, right? Because I know we're going to go... Oh, I was able to get that green... So I did get the green paper all... I got the green paper all hand what's the word? Hand torn, which is great. So it's a nice little inset. Because really, on the worst case, best case day... yeah, it's like 8 1/4. Like, sort of depending how messy this is. It's like 8 1/4 right now. So, yeah, 9 inches gives us just a little bit on both ends. I like the fact that the cover goes over. And we will make sure that we have enough to where you go over this. Because when you fold this, you fold it. It needs to we don't want it to come up short and go, oh, it's perfectly 6. And then find out, it's not enough. Though I do like everything sticking out. So that's the hard part. Let's see. This one right now, folded. It's like 5 1/2. And all this stuff is not, well, it's not tightly in there. But 5 1/2 is like a good notch. So 6 will definitely give us space to cover this, fold, and we can still do ruffles out, but they don't have to stick out. They're just really pretty on the inside when you're looking at it. So, okay. Fold in 6. So, we need to take off, because we said 9 was fine. I'm trying to decide which end I really like, and then knowing which one, then I can go cut off the other end. Really crazy. I know we're putting the flower here. It could come up a little bit so there wasn't so much brown and green underneath it so it didn't blend in. Hold on 1 second. What can I do for you? I'm videotaping right now. Can you wait? Can I wait a little bit?
Yeah.
Okay. So, sorry, our kids are on new schedules this week, so we have some flexibility of they get to do stuff in the morning that they normally don't get to do because they're not in class till later in the day. Anyway, okay, so I'm sort of wanting this to go up into here a little bit. I think that flower look would look great if it's on that purple. So yeah, we're going to cut the most of it off the bottom. So let's trim the top and as clean as we can since we have that to push up against. And lucky for me, I can take my thingy out. So it's not in the way. We're gonna use that. And we're just going to clean up this edge nice and good. So that, my cutter's going, I think. Sorry. I know, not a lovely noise. No, it's been going for a while. It's one of those things where I'm like, oh, I need to get a new one. I probably need to actually finally get the honest to God heavy duty metal galvanized version. But I mean, all right, so there we go. Okay, so now We can measure this puppy at 9. I'm going to do it upside down so it has a clean cut. So there's 9. It's not too bad. We pretty much cut off most of that white trim, which I didn't think about. Maybe we cut off a little more. Maybe we're going to cut a little more off just so that we don't have a white at all. Because we're not really doing anything to the inside that would hide it. Especially if this happens to be the top, which I don't know. You know, I might put pockets on here. And I haven't decided. Oh, that'd be cute if we did pocket clusters. Ooh, maybe some fabric-y. That's a thought. Do like sort of a fabric-y pocket cluster here on both sides. Then I would sew it at the last minute. I would then glue it down, but sew it at least across the bottom and up one side on both ends so that the pocket stayed put. There's an idea. Okay, so remind me, don't sew it yet. Right? You're going to remind me, right? You remind me not to sew it? Okay. So that's cleaner. I feel better about that. Now we're going to go 9 from that. There we go. And there's not that much left. There really isn't. When it's all said and done and you get it all cleaned up, it's not as wide as you think. It's not as messy as you think, which is good. Because, I mean, I made the fabric, 9 by 12. I didn't go very big on the fabric. So there's not a whole lot to trim. All right? So really, this is just like the messy part that, a little bit of fabric. I did go, I think, 10 by 13, though. I think I did go a little taller on the fabric this time. I wanted to make sure, because it does say it shrinks. It's, it can shrink, it bulges, it does all kinds of fun things. Now, here's the question. I'm going to fold first and figure out how much I need. That's 6, and that's all the way up. There's not much left. Huh. Interesting. Once I trim that one side off, we are pretty much right where I need to be. So we're gonna just, I'm just gonna almost even that out. Oh, I know, I hate to do this. Oh, but I need to anyway. I have to do it. It's how it's working. And we're just gonna trim it to match. And really, it's like a smidge over 6 maybe, but I'm going to run with it. I'm letting it fly for now. We're going to let it go. Because really, this is folded and put it in there, and it crocodiles and everything. See? Oh, there we go. Not working. It very well may not be as, big as we think, or I'm gonna do it to where we know at least for sure that oops, yeah, I don't have the best cutter. So yes, definitely want a really good cutter if when you're doing this. I didn't have to trim as much last time. I think the first time I did it, yeah, I did trim them down, but ooh, there we go. That is the front of our cover. All right, let's get this back on. And as you can tell, this is not new or old. I was doing, whoops, so sorry. Oh God, I forgot that's there. So sorry, guys. And gals. I shouldn't say guys. Gals and a few guys. Okay, let me see if that just completely knocked you out of whack. Let's see. Well, I can now see this. At least we haven't moved too much. So now for once I don't have to work so high up. Yay. Okay, I think we're good. Alright, so, yeah, normally I work on cream paper because I was getting tired of the pink, but really at this point with all the different things I'm doing, I really need a very flat surface that doesn't keep moving around and can get all gunky. It's an old cutting board that I've just abused to death, so it has become that. So, okay, so there is the cover. There is our Botanical signature cover. Everything fits really well, actually. We have plenty of room. Top and bottom might be a little more than I need, but I'm afraid if you start trimming like you do with bushes, you start trimming and pretty soon you have nothing left, right? I don't know if I want to, but you know what? I really want to do some fabric clusters and stuff that's going to stick out. So I'm not too worried about that. I am a little worried about top and bottom, that it feels like it's too. It's hard to tell, right? Lay it out. Top to bottom. No, I mean, I've done it before. I've had it where, the cardboard's here and I've done the fabric layover and And I could trim it a smidge more, but oh, there's something wrong here. Oh, there's something wrong. No, I just trimmed it all up and now I feel like I'm missing something, but maybe I'm not. It's just maybe there must have been more purple here than I thought. So like, wait a minute, when I did this, I thought I was gonna have this in the purple, but there's no purple left there. That is just so weird. All of a sudden you trim and everything feels off. Huh, I don't know. Alright then, see, things shift just when you start playing with it. Alright, so we're thinking about that there. Lace is over here. This is up here. I may have trimmed too much off the bottom already as it is. I don't always have more purple on top, so nope, we're gonna run with it. Okay. Weird thought process there. I was like, wait a minute, did something shift? I feel like, yeah. Oh, when I was looking at it, that's why. I had it upside down. See, I was trimming it according to this, thinking this was going to be up here. And that's actually the back upside down. That is so scary when we do something like that. Yeah, I laid it on the wrong side. That's why. I'm like, that's not the front. That's the back. That's the front. How funny. Okay, then. Well, no, that works too, though, because then that can be up off the purple. This can be up off the purple. It helps it stand out with the lace up the side and the lace on this side. So what I was hoping is that this one, I'm going to try to get this line right here down the spine. So I'll have to open it up. Or maybe not. And glue this up the side. Get that spine, get that sucker right on the cusp here. See if I can get it to glue down. And have it a little bit of a trim here, which I think will be really pretty. Just for a hint of something on this side. And then the thought process was, and I don't know if it's going to be too much now. I'm a little worried, that if I do lace on both sides, if it's going to be too much. I wanted this lace on the binding, on the spine, binding. Here's the fun part, trying to figure out which side's correct. I think that's the correct side. Okay. So I think I rolled them backwards. The thought was to do this. But I wonder if that's too much on both sides, right? Lace up both sides. Unless I don't do anything on the binding. I can always put that on the other side for something lighter. I could do just this. Still want to, beads. I have some beads and some flat stuff that can go up there. This has been whatever, but it'll definitely get glued down. I won't be able to Mod Podge it down because I can put some Mod Podge on here, I think, and press it down into it to help it glue down. But I can't put the Mod Podge over the whole thing. Plus, I want it to overlap the lace, so we don't want to do it that way. Okay, well. Gonna have to sit and wait. I don't know if that's what I wanted after all. Isn't that funny? You sit and go, I don't know if I like that. And I'm so picky. Oh my gosh. And I know I'm not keeping it. I don't know if I'm keeping it, I should say. I don't know if I'm going to keep this one or I'm going to keep the other one. Am I going to sell this one? I really do need to start selling these things. I'm going to run out of room. There's that, which could be fun because then I could put different, sorry about that. I can put silver and gold and pearls, like sort of decorate it down that, which would be sort of pretty. Because I have both gold and silver to pull from this, and I have pearls just for some whiteness. Maybe we're doing that. Hey, I didn't care for that. I thought I'd like this more. Because I know this is not very feminine. This is not a super feminine book. It has its pretties, but it has that grunge. I really wanted that to work because I was going to zigzag it. I thought it'd be cool. Maybe leave it a little loose and loosey-goosey. Darn it. See, this is why I have issues. It's so hard for me to do videos for you guys because I never know, and I'm so picky, and I want it to be perfect, and I don't know, and which way will it go? Oh. Part of me is like, do I just suck it up and do what I wanted to do originally and just pray for the best? Gives it that ended border, but gives it, the end of a book bordered feel. Like it, I do like that concept. And I think if I zigzag it in cream or white, I may even have this green. Zigzag the whole thing in green. It's not so much a tuck, but I don't have to glue it all down, but I definitely need to glue the end down. You know what? Let's just commit to it. We're going to commit. Oh, hold on. You might proper scissors. We don't use paper scissors on fabric. Oh, good Lord. It just doesn't work. All right. So let's see if I do it. I'm going to let it center a little bit. So we'll go here. All right. Trying to get my head in there. Sorry. Maybe I'll put the other lace on the other side. I mean, I could still put it in there. I guess I could lace both sides. I don't know. I cannot seem to function on that idea. I just don't know. Have lace on both ends and ruffles on the inside, lace and ruffles on the inside, and now I think I'll do the other side with this one. Maybe just to give it some. I really think this actually might be really fun if I can get it to sew, like bunch it up, right? Might be a really fun ruffly edge. So maybe we'll do that instead. I will use it, believe me. I just haven't figured out where yet. Could be a good way to do some pocketed tucks too. So, okay. So we're committing to this. We're committing. I don't know if I can turn off. I just realized I have a do not disturb not on when I'm doing this. Let's see if I can get it to come up and not completely screw you guys up. Nope, doesn't want to do it. Okay, there we go. I know my thing does all kinds of weird stuff. And, luckily I don't hear anything, but all right, we're doing okay. We are about 20 minutes in, so we'll try to get moving here. Sorry. This thing wobbles so much. There we go. We're actually in our frame. I got new tacky glue. I'm so stoked. Fabric tack. Because I've been using like a Fabric Fusion, and it is so sticky. But like wet sticky, like it takes forever to dry sticky, and I don't care for that. That really drives me insane. I'm like, I want to be able to like keep moving and like keep going and not worry about. Let's do it this way. Let's make sure. Right. Let's see. I can never tell with lace. Never tell. I wonder if I have to put a hole in it. Or are you just, yep, I need a hole. Right? Okay, hold on. Let me see if I can find a needle. It's not the right one probably, but let's see if this will work. I don't know if I need to, I do need to punch a hole in it. There we go. Okay. Woo! Well, that worked. All right. I have to wipe that off in a second because that's what we use for doing our signatures. We do not want that to stay gooey. Give me a moment, but this started popping out, so I figured I might as well. Okay, so yeah, I've been working on the garden little by little this week, so I'm really stoked. Like I said, I'll get some before and after pictures for you guys on my Instagram, which is linked down below in the description area, right? So you can come find me there if you haven't already. If you're new here, definitely go find me everywhere. If you are a Facebook page person, I do have a JWM on Facebook that shows all the same bits of information that I put on my Instagram. That was a fun thing. I was like, oh good, I can put it on Instagram and it shows it up on Facebook, and I do not have to try to do multiple posts. As it is, it's enough just to keep Instagram going. Cheese and crackers. Let's see if this is working. Oh, it seems to be holding down. Okay. And then, so yeah, if your Facebook, everything that's on Instagram is on Facebook, except, oh yeah, even the stories. So the stories that show up on Instagram show up on as stories in my Facebook page for JWM. And then all the posts are, posts on both sides. The feed posts are the same. So that's always great. All the digitals, of course, are in Instagram or in Etsy. So all good stuff, right? But yeah, you have to go look if you want. I don't know. I do enjoy my front yard, and then of course I do the front yard, and then I realize there's stuff that needs to be done in the backyard, which the kids enjoy the backyard. Which we are looking forward to now with a shift of schedule. Our last 7 weeks of school has been slightly shifted with the California requirements that have been lifted or whatever. Or I shouldn't say requirements, but whatever you want to call it. But we decided to stay home, and we're going to just make the most of it and keep safe until we get more of our families vaccinated. So, all right, now, but yeah, we're going to try to be outside more. Definitely get my kids out of their caves of their rooms and try to do a little more schooling outside like we did last year. We all of a sudden we were at home and having to be home, and we're like, hey, we have this great deck. We're going to use it. Now, the design. So I guess when I'm sitting here, I've got this going, right? This might be a little harder to Mod Podge. So what were we thinking? Should we do this on the back then? Should we just put, so on both sides we have lace that's a little different. This is more of just an end cap. And then I can bring this, of course, inside and into the inside of the thing with the clusters, right? Or pockets or tucks. And this will actually be a really cute tuck on some full page pockets we're doing. I'm liking that idea. Okay, so let's just see if we can. Oh, which way? Okay. Trying to find enough of something. Enough area to cover. And I'm probably way over here. Sorry, guys. Not that you need to see me glue. It's not that huge of a deal. But anyway, I'm just going to try to go over the edges enough to that when I squeeze it down, when you squish it down to stay in place, that it actually covers what it's supposed to cover. Something, maybe. If not, I may have to go back with some of the glitter glue in those little spots. But that's really hard too, because by the time you're done like covering every little, like the detail of a lace, that glitter glue is dry. Yeah, that you can't work fast enough on. So with this gets it started, and then I can go back with the glitter glue for like itty bitty areas that just don't want to stick. Or all right, I'm gonna try to be a good girl and not get glue all over my fingers. I already have enough dirt in my hands. Yeah, and the nails are sort of chipped. Sorry, guys. But the botanicals are all over my world. So let's just stick to it, right? I guess I could have done a little off the edge. That's another thing I just realized. Duh. Can I move it? Oh, maybe. No? So I could do the glitter a little off the glitter. See, I'm talking about glitter. Like I could do the lace a little off the edge, but it's not really moving now. It's sticking pretty quickly, so. All right. Oh, well. Best laid plans, right? I don't want it to not stick because I moved it too far too soon or too late. Okay, I got it a little off the edge. There's just a little bit. See, just a little bit of a ripple, but really little. So this does flop, which is fine with me. And I think when we go all the way around, like I'll be able to zigzag over here, and it'll keep it from completely flapping out. Okay, which of course, remember, we're not going to do till after I put pockets on the inside. Yeah, that's gonna be the fun part. I definitely want to do, I think I want to do fabric pockets. I just don't know if I want to keep to the same cream. I have a green that might work too. That might make a nice pocket. Or I'll do some strips of the green and the beige maybe, and sort of do a weaved pocket on the inside. And layer it with lace and layer it with paper and like make these cute pockets. So, okay. So there's that. That's drawing. And we got a bubble. All right, let's see what else we're doing here. I don't know how much I'm putting on the front. I don't know if I want to do any kind of, that's the paper I had. Or to lay any more paper. But if I did paper, I would think I'd want more book paper. Which I have to find my book paper. Eek, that was bad of me. I did not get that where I needed to be. I'm trying to think what we would do. And I think book page would be the best thing to place on that for some more cream to break up the coloring, I think. Or, let's see. Oh, I keep hitting that. I am sorry, guys. I'm all excited today. I have, that might be a little too gray. I have this crate traveling book of, well, that's sort of cute. Don't know the page of that. Traveling, adventure booklet. Happiness Amazing, Find Yourself, Dream Vacation. Ooh, that might be cute. Let's see. Rip a little corner maybe to go behind that. Let's see. I can always go smaller once I get going, right? You start working. I have to distress it, of course. Let's tear it. I know. I've always learned if you don't want to see the white teared look, rip it backwards. Take the smaller section that you're not keeping and go backwards with it, so that you get a tear, but you don't get the white, which is fine if you don't mind. Like if you want to do a little bit of both, then you can, when you distress, you'll get more ink on the white stuff. But if you don't want that kind of massive, I don't personally like the whiteness because then I have to cover it all. So what if we did this? Is it too much? Maybe go smaller, just right in here. And it is directional, I just realized, so I can't. Oh man, I can a little bit. I can go this way with it and still read it. Okay. Sometimes you have to go with your gut. You have to let yourself go, nope, just do it. I like you can sort of see it up here. I like you can see it down there. And then that gives me room to, like, I don't know, add more stuff to it, right? So now these pieces, well, not the ADB, well, knowing me, I'd even try to keep these and use them. I am so bad. But we'll take this and we'll keep it because it'll be something I will then try to drag into the inside. I always like to make sure, like, for me personally, if I've got stuff on the outside or I got stuff, like, the theme keeps going, that we don't, you know, like, oh, I only have it on the outside and you never see it again anywhere else. I don't know. It doesn't make it continuous. It doesn't go with the theme. Sometimes your covers can. I've seen many journals where the front is its own thing and you really don't see much of any of it again in the inside. The inside is definitely based off something else. Or similar, but not the exact. So, there we go. See? Covered up my white that I'm not super keen on. Right. So yeah, I would like to think that there's some, you know, continuation. Like, just like I'm putting her here, like because she's now on the back side of the book. She could have been on here. Well, I didn't print that page. So I have it here instead, which I have then this half. I'm going to cut out the pieces and use them inside, of course. So that's going to be fun. Maybe we'll put some of these pieces on, like, the pocket or something, because that might work, like, here. Or the bunny might work on the bottom here. So we'll find other places to put that. Okay, so it folds there. We definitely want it in between here. This is where the tacky glue does need to come out. Not the tacky glue, the glitter glue. And I do want to make sure that this might be just low enough that the stitch happens come across the bottom. So there's no issues there. Let's get all my stuff out. So as you see, if you watch a lot of us, a number of us have finally found these knitting needle caps. And we put them over, and some of us put just basic pins, but I did buy the dangles from my Etsy crafter. And I love the fact I have both. I can still be decorative. Whoopsie. Can still be decorative, but still be able to cap everything and sort of keep it intact. But it looks like I'm about due to get a new cap. I think that cap is about to go bye-bye. The cap is getting pretty hard. And you know, I found like a 30 count of two sizes, both medium and large, or medium and small. So I found two sizes in at Amazon, and so me and my mom split them because I was like, she has way more caps, way more of these than I do, and I may decide that this needs to be covered with a pink one. Maybe I decide that I like these better than trying to fuss with this. And I know on my not my tacky glue, my fabric fusion, I put a pink one on. So sooner or later I may be putting a pink one on the fabric tack, And then I like the little green ones, of course, for this one. So these were a good find, like $8, 30 pieces. Totally worth it. Okay. So that's how we sort of, a number of us realized that doing both, that was weird. Doing both the, oh, what is up with that? Oh, I got stuff in there. I haven't used these in like, I don't know, a couple weeks. Come on. Oh yeah, I got gunk in there. It is literally gunked up. Oh, me bad. I don't know what I was talking about. The caps, the Amazon, the cheapness, keeping things coated. Who knows? Oh, lost my train of thought. Okay, so we're gonna get this glued down. I'm wishing if there's any other tips, I guess, that you see when it comes to the cover. Like I said, I probably could have put some more. I could have done a few more of the browns and the creams and the whites, I think, before I did the brighter colors. So I got my cover a little thicker. That's probably the only thing I wish I had done in this. But outside of that, I'm actually really happy that it stayed together, that it stayed glued. Let's do that. You know, really stoked about all that. So the fact that it's not coming apart. And if I see as we're working on it that it does start to a little bit, that's when the glitter glue comes into play. It really does. Speaking of which, we're going to do a little bit of glitter glue down the bottom here to get this to start gluing down so that I don't have a cluster on me when, up on me when I go to sew it. I do want to make sure that it's not like moving around too much. Now, the glitter glue is not perfect for fabric. Yeah, it's not even want to stay. It's one of those things like you have to get it down and not touch it and not pick up any glue, which is almost impossible. Or I just got the glue in the wrong spot. I don't know. Let's try this again. It's like barely touching it, getting to press down, and then don't touch it. Because glitter glue actually dries pretty fast, but it's a little weirder when it absorbs into like fabric or whatever, and it's not the same thing. It really isn't. So it's funny. I'm definitely noticing things. So yeah, when they suggest probably 15 random clustered collage layers of tissue for this, they're probably pretty close. I want to say it was quite a few layers, but I think we're gonna be okay. Okay. We've got that. So again, I thought was maybe to Mod Podge it down, but I think the glitter glue is going to be just fine. I wanted to put an actual flower up here. Now if I hear we're going to zigzag down here, if it'll let me, which I just realized I don't have any real samples. Oof. Yeah, I got a couple pieces here that I cut that I might be able to sew into. Okay. Yeah, I'm going to have to try to sew into these samples, these strips, and see if where they're the thickest and see if it's going to work. I was debating on maybe I'll do clusters, like a couple clusters here, like 1, 2, 3 clusters of beads glued down where I know they're not going to get sewn in for some dimension. We've got the flowers. I'm so stoked I finally bought. Made a Michael's run before Easter. Haven't been there in a couple months. And I needed stuff. Everything I have is paper. I have some lace. This was new that I picked up. A skinny white one was new. You know, I picked up a bunch of beads, and you know, I picked up all this kind of, you know, these kinds of things. I do need more silver and gold. All I have is Tim Holtz ones. And they're getting, like, I'm down to my much bigger ones, which maybe we'll do that. Maybe we'll do the bigger ones with a couple small ones. But I have plenty of pearls now, but not a lot of the gold and silver. I couldn't find gold and silver. I can find iridescent and, like, gemmy, but I couldn't find just, like, gold and silver. Alright, sorry, I had to drink something. Okay, so, now let's glue her down. Let's get her done. Let's see what happens, right? So kids are back. Summer's, you know, we've got a week under our belt, a new week coming up here, or we've had a new week, I guess, of schedules. By the time you guys see this, we'll be almost done with her new week of a new schedule. Like I said, I do these sort of ahead of time, so we haven't really got into the schedule yet. But I'm really hoping for some good, positive, quick lessons and independent study and, helping the kids out and just getting a grasp of what's going on as we finish the school year. And some flexibility. We've been going out for walks with the dog in the morning. Last week was in the afternoon when they finished their normal school, and this week will be in the morning to start their day off. Like, let's get up, let's get the blood pumping, get the dog going so she's not so antsy all day as we're doing our thing. Though poor thing's got allergies, I guess. She is just miserable. I don't think she was much of an outdoor dog from her first owner. I think she was pretty isolated in the house. I think they went for walks for a while there, but he got sick at the end, and so I don't think there was much of walking. And she's now outside in our backyard, and it's just like allergy central. All right, guys, what do we think? It's sort of floating. Yes, the zigzag might cover it and help give you that, especially if I do the green, it may give it a little bit of that grassy feel, so it won't seem so floaty. I have a hard time floating things. I love things that go off the edge. That's just me. I am so weird that way. Really like that, though. It's sort of fun. I know it's a little darker, but there's some words there to give some more dimension. So let's get this guy glued together. And, so yeah, we'll get the walks going, and, they're sticky. Something's sticking. There we go. All right, little white, little cream, little blue. And I'll just bring more color, because, she's got blue and pink and red, and we got that purple, and we've got the green, and figured a little blue would be nice, since there's some blue flowers in my, I'm thinking right there, we're going to keep that there. What do you think? So we got beads here, beads here, beads here, so we got beads to cut to here. We have something all the way out here, bottom here, a little here. I always worry about placement, like how it's being detailed and worked out. You know what? Here we go. This is committing to it, just doing it, right? Of course, later I'll see something and go, I wanted that on there. Hurter. But this one doesn't get glued. It's glued down the middle, so I could still tuck underneath it if something came up and I went, oh, I can do this, and it won't be in the way. It is freestanding in its own right. Okay, so that's glued. That is, I think, dry enough. I can now fold it back. We're going to fold this down. I think the only reason I was thinking about doing something on this one was because we do get to see the binding when we're done. But I love the string and stuff that we do for the signature. It doesn't bug me. If I do a good job, it's sort of a nice thing on its own accord. And maybe I'll do it this way this time, where the string's on the outside, so maybe I can even make it more of a dangle. We'll do that. Maybe that'll help. We'll do it, instead of doing this on the inside, we will tie it on the outside. I'll sort of do it backwards. I'll start on the outside in and do it, and we'll leave it on the outside, and we'll add, I have pink, I have a handmade stuff, and I have pink beads that are really pretty, so we'll do that. We'll dangle on the outside. So don't be afraid about that either. Dangling on the outside when we do the signature, not the inside. And we need to sew it after I do pockets. So here we go. There is a base, the base start to the outside cover. Not too shabby, right? We have some beads. We still have some beading to do, or the flat beaded stuff to do on the outside. We put a little thing right here, put some stuff here. We'll sew around it, and then we'll definitely dangle stuff off the outside string, which I'll make sure there's plenty of extra string to do that with. All right, guys, here we go. You see, not too shabby. Not bad. Let's see, when did we start? I didn't look. Definitely been 30 minutes, right? Oh, 44. Okay, well, that took up the whole meeting, but that's me jibber-jabbering and trying to decide, right? Okay, so we'll put this aside for a second. We'll let it continue to dry because we don't want any issues there. Let's undo this, and I'll at least show you what I think we're going to use for some covers. I think what we're going to go with for quick and easy the last 15 minutes is this one. I know this is going to require a little bit more work, so. And I don't remember where that was. Eek! Darn it. Where did we decide to put that? Here, right? Yes, here. Okay. I know it seems funny, but this is what happens when it's not, it's not in a signature and you totally forget. You're like, where did I put that? So I'm only clustering this together so that I know where I need to put it back in. And it's nice to know where I'm putting it. It's for against this, but I remember looking at this going, yeah, maybe put the bunny or whatever on the other side of it. That's why I was looking at it. Okay, we'll put that up there. We're going to put this here. We are going to pull paper from whatever I have left over. Oh, so yeah, here's the cardstock. So I was thinking, because it's on that side, and actually it does fit. That would actually be super cute on the inside for the tuck. Because really, I don't want to go all the way in. You're not going to see it, but maybe the bunny can go on the outside then. If I do this, then I can make a square and then layer it up behind it. So, okay. Well, that's a fun idea there. Okay, so let's get... Oh, where's the rest of my scrap paper? Oh, there it is. I need all the pieces that we didn't use for the cover and for the scrapbooking that I did for the roll. I have pages left, plenty of pages left over from that. So this kind of thing that we're going to use. Let's go that one since we have such a dark thing going. Maybe that one too. Yep, because there's no backings on those. So I'm not wasting anything that I feel bad about. Oh, that was a fun piece. That was just completely silent. And this one might be fun for the pink. I was trying out that paper. I scanned in the tissue paper we were using on the cover. And I used it as a background. And it never made it into the kit. It was just one of those fun things. But that might be fun on the pink envelope. The Pinky Peach envelope. That might actually be fun. So I'll put that aside so I don't lose it. You should see my side table. It's getting cranky over there. Okay, so we can do, since we're doing light and airy, and I might just cut that whole thing. I might just make a nice perfect square for it. Why do more work, right? Okay. So we're going to, and that will also help me square out this space. So when I'm gluing it, there's a nice clean line. So we're going to just simply rip around the edges and we're going to do the detail. I want to see some decorative in it. So we're going to do that. And that easiest way to do that and the funnest way is just to simply use if you have a deckled edge or if you have a, these guys can work really well too. I am a little fussy with it, but I started out using these guys and then I was having a really hard time keeping things straight. But I'll show you. The better quality the paper, the easier it is. And of course the edge. So I haven't done this in so long I don't even remember how to do it. My whole problem was keeping it flat enough and getting enough pressure that I didn't lose it out from underneath me. See, now the thicker the paper, the easier I notice this becomes. If I'm using really inexpensive paper, really cheap everyday copy paper, oh, forget it. I can't use these deckled rip edges to save my life. It's just nope. And see, and even then, I get a spack on here that just doesn't work. Okay, so let's go right here. Well, I'm hoping you enjoyed this. You're seeing the process. The cover did come out, which we were totally stoked about. We're covering the inside to get that going. Alright, this is why I go this way. But this is why I do this. I think the longer the piece of paper sometimes works too. This is great to get under those 8 inches and you're not stressing over it. But I try to do the short ends and I just can't seem to get the right. And I'm going all the way up. No, I don't want to go all the way up. I want to see exactly how much I need. There's no point. Let's see. So I know we want a little bit of I always like a little bit of the brown to show. I distress the edges and show a little bit of the brown. And it makes for a really fun, let's see, where am I at? Right about there. All right. I love my measuring. I'm using a finger notch in there. We'll go just below it and then we'll center it. I will use the brown paper bag to show off a little bit or show up a little bit and as a sort of bordery effect. And so I don't mind if the paper's a little smaller than and I'm actually trying to go straight, haha. A little bit of the brown paper bag shows. I just don't want the glue for writing. Yeah, longer the paper, the easier it is. But see, then I have the strip. I still totally have a strip of paper to use for later. because I don't waste anything. But I may decide I need it to cluster behind that guy, you know, like for an edge or for the other side. I may decide that that's what I need to do. So now this one, we definitely want to go here. And there is a whole semi here. I am going to cover it, and then I'm going to hole punch that for a thumb notch for our ordeal. So it'll be really easy here because I don't need super perfection. I am just going to, let's see. Well, because this, you know, we want that more heavier corner showing off on the other side. Sometimes just giving it a good tug, like, who's boss, man? Who's boss? All right, see, so now I'm going to try to even this out, even though I'm probably not straight in any sense, because I'm not straight, which doesn't shock me at all. But neither is the bag, for that matter. The bag's not perfect, so that is the thing, right? Perfect. Okay, so we'll distress that and glue it down. Okay. All right, guys. Well, we're getting there. So let's see what else. So as I'm finishing this up, you'll see it next round. I will possibly, let's see, what do we want to do? Do you want me to finish? I'm trying to decide, do I finish it or do I get back online with you guys next week and do this? But I think you're seeing, I'm going to cover the bag. What I might do is keep recording, of course, for you guys. And I may speed it up so you sort of see, you know, just me covering it up and layering it to its necessity. And then we'll get into the nitty gritty of the fun part of actually decorating up the other envelope. So I don't want you to not miss this in case something comes up and I'm like, oh yeah, look what I did and what process came up. But let's not, you know, I could be here for a month of Sundays if I show you every little step I do. You may or may not want to see that. Who knows? But I appreciate you finding me. I appreciate that you took the time today to craft with me, journal with me, collage with me, whatever you want to call it. We worked on the cover. We're getting some main nitty-gritty stuff done on the inside, which is always great. And so I'm actually going to glue on this end so that I can lay it down and make sure I have the glue exactly where I need it. And not where I don't need it. And that's the other thing. I do need to glue this down. I just realized. Oof, let's see what happens. I normally glue this bag down pretty nitty gritty. I just realized. Around the edges, and that did not work. Okay. I normally cover everything, and I just realized I didn't cover enough of anything. It's been a while. I have not done. Normally, I made a lot of my mini file folder, Christmas, like December daily presents out of these bags, and you can tell how long it's been. So I wanted to be a pocket on this end, but I actually go in and glue all this folded stuff down. I actually pretty much seal it up, so it's nice and flat. It's nice and sealed. You know, we're gonna leave. I'm going to glue down the top and bottom of this for a tuck, but so it doesn't close up. But I definitely sort of seal all the folds up, personally. So it's a nice thick thing. It's nice and taken care of, but we don't get in the way of any pockets. We'll do that right there, so it helps me keep it down. Okay. And then I realized my paper's not really sticking either. I normally glue all the way down the middle, and I didn't do that. Bad me. Sad part is you guys are seeing all the oohs and ahs and mistakes of this thing, so hopefully you'll still want to purchase it when it's all said and done. Now we're not going tabs all the way down. So yeah, and then I'll go inside and I'll decide on what needs to be. If I need it more, which I already started gluing. So in this case, the folds on these guys are getting glued to the front, and I will make sure that I go in there and I make sure that there's enough there. So when you do put stuff in here, your cards don't get caught up on all the flaps. I try to glue it all up to where it becomes a very solid piece instead of a rickety piece. And so that your stuff, as it gets delicate and it gets layered, doesn't start catching on things as it's sliding in and out of your pockets. That's the worst thing, is when you can't get what you made to get in and out of its pockets without ruining it. That is never good. Okay, so now that is pretty much all solid now. Nice solid piece. We've got the inside cover, so when it's folded, the inside, there is the, so the back side of the signature has this gorgeous pocket already covered. We'll have its, we'll probably do it on both sides once it's covered. We'll have its thumb notch on both ends so you know to tuck something inside it. We'll have to make sure we make a big card. Nice large square card to go in that. And we're going to put this cutie on the outside tuck piece. And then I'll have to find, oh, and then we're going to do the creamy stuff. That's right, we're going to do the cream on the outside. And that gives us plenty of a nice clean canvas to work on, to decorate for the outside of this darling pocket. So when we first get to the page, we have this beautiful canvas to work with. And it's going to be pretty because that is going to actually physically lay over this one, right? So all you're going to see at first in this pocket is this cream, right? This creamness that isn't quite going to cover, well, it doesn't, you know, it's going to cover some of this, but not all of it. It's going to hint to it. So maybe we'll get some of these pieces to sort of decorate this up so it's a mirrored, or not even a mirrored, but like a hint, a teaser to what's behind it. So that's a fun idea. And then you flip it open and you know, beside it, and we're going to have some great contrast of coloring and some fun ideas. So, all right, well, thank you for chiming in. Thank you for watching, and hopefully you enjoyed what you're watching, so you'll subscribe and get to follow along and see how this turns out, right? I say that too much, so sorry. We will keep working on this. Like I said, I think I will go ahead and we'll continue to work on this, do a little fast forwarding, and we will still see how it goes. We'll see the progress, and then we'll jump into the pink one with some of these fun elements. I think they're nice and long, and they're perfect. They fit the width of the length of this one, and we'll make another fun. I think we have a couple pieces where we can actually we can decorate 2 or 3 of these sides and have a nice fun piece. And that actually will look really fun with that. I think this embossed piece will be a nice addition to the floral lace tissue paper that I had scanned in for this idea. So, all right, there we go. The newest steps, things coming next. We will work on this side together in normal speed, and I will give you guys a quick run through on this one come next week, along with the pink one, and you can see what I did do with it. But you won't have to sit here and watch me just layer and texture and glue all the fun stuff. But I got to show you, like I said, I glued it all down, still giving us our pockets, still giving us our tucks, and, plenty of room to decor and have fun with. So thank you for joining me, Jolene at AJeweldDesign. Thank you for subscribing. Thank you for joining. Thank you for watching. I hope you will return and continue on to see how this turns out. And we are going to do some mini reveal with me's the next couple Fridays. So chime in again tomorrow, like we did last week. I did the big journal kit, which I will only do now on Tuesday. I'll try to keep those to Tuesdays, but I have some mini surprises to show you guys the next couple Fridays. So hopefully you'll chime in again tomorrow and see what is going on with the botanicals on a smaller scale. So thanks for joining me, and I will talk to you guys tomorrow and again next week. Have a great weekend.